Hello, my name is Miss Eileen. Welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to make beautiful gift baskets to you hobbyists out there. I hope you learn to have fun with me as I teach you how to make special gift basket for any occasion. Now we begin. Alrighty, you want to be prepared ahead of time. So you have your basket and you have your peanuts here. You can get a whole supply of them. They come with packages sometimes, or you can buy them at the office supply store. You also want this quality packing tape. It's clear. You can also, if you do it a lot, you can use, it has like a little red gadget that goes with it, that it comes on when you buy it at the store or buy it plain. And you just attach it to your table, no tablecloth. And you need a couple stuffing. This is called snow or buffalo snow. And you can get it at any of the art craft stores. You can probably order it in one, probably. And something called shred. And it comes in many, many different colors. Okay? There's also another item which I can't show you. It's called hay. And it looks just like hay. It's sort of a pale kind of off yellow, and it's very strong, and you can use it to stuff your baskets as well. And you can use natural items like pine cones, but make sure they're not sticky. And these are called props. You can get them at even the dollar store carries props. And make sure the tags are removed before you put them in the basket. And you can also get these little items. You might see them at the dollar store or the pharmacies, and they can go in your baskets as well. You also need your ribbon. If you do a lot of this, get yourself a dowel, and you can put all the ribbon colors on the dowel and hang it up, and then you just pull from the dowel. It's very convenient. And this is what you call tulle. And again, you can find this at the arts and crafts stores, and it's stretchy. See? You can pull it, it stretches. It's excellent for the gift baskets, and it looks very pretty when it's tied in a bow and on top of your basket. Okay? And the tulle comes on a spool. Let's see, also you need a pair of scissors, a good quality. Also, the larger scissors, even though they're large, they do a really good job when it comes to whipping those curls into the ribbon. Okay, you also need either a heat gun or a handheld hair dryer. Okay, these heat guns are manufactured in an industrial way. I'm not sure that you can buy them at any store, but you can order them. Paint stores, I think, also carry them. And we probably could use some baskets, either hoop baskets or non-hoop baskets. And to put your basket on top of, you need a Lazy Susan. Okay, the Lazy Susan, if you can make it, and it works, that's all you need. So you can turn your basket around. Alright, and one more item, the shrink wrap. Okay, it comes as a bag in this bag or some bag similar, and sometimes it will even come with its very own ribbon. Okay, and I'll explain that a little later. So you take your shrink bag out, and this is the part you hold up. And I'll be demonstrating that in a few minutes. First, the selection. Okay, the different gift baskets come different ways and different sizes and different shapes. Today, I've selected hoop or no hoop. Okay, that means where you have an open basket without a hoop, you can put your items in the basket and then you can wrap over it or pull it up as well, which I will demonstrate. This has the hoop and some items in it already. Nothing's actually packaged the way it'll be done. But for now, I just wanted to show you how they come. Once you select your items and you position them in the basket, you're going to lift them up high enough to be seen. And I'm going to demonstrate that. If you have a towel like this, you can roll it very nicely put a little piece of tape on it, and then like in this basket, just wrap a little ribbon around it and tie a little bow. And it fits very nicely into the baskets this way or even sideways, okay? Now, we're going to start with this basket here, okay? We're going to take the items out. We have a candle, beautiful candle. This is called a mushroom bird. You can get it at any of the art stores like A.C. Moore, Michael's, that type of store, Hobby Lobby. I have 2 candles and I have 2 bath products. Okay, now look at this. Here's the lid, which I removed from the top of the candle to make it nicer for it to see the candle. And I also have a half rolled towel. And this is called Snow. And you can also get it at the art craft stores. This is what I call a prop, and this is a prop. And you can get lots of props. It's nice to pick them up when they're on sale. See that? You can get little dolls that you can stick into the baskets. And you can get props that are decorative with flowers or decorative with sparkles. Sometimes you'll find things off-season. You can also use natural things like pine cones. Okay, so these are just some of the items that you can add in. All right, next step. See this? This is called either popcorn, styrofoam, peanuts. If you don't have them at home from packages that you've received over time, I save all mine. But you can also purchase them at the office supply store, and they're wonderful. They're wonderful, okay? And they last for years and years and years if you keep them in a plastic bag. So you just take a handful, or you can even just lightly dump them in. And you want your basket to have the peanuts up to about, not quite the rim, but almost the rim. Okay, here, let's put some more in. All right, so we have the basket, see, practically filled to the rim. And look at your basket and see which angle you like better. Do you like this way or do you like that way? I think I like that way better. And look at the front of the basket, because sometimes in stores they can get a little bent. Here, that lays flat very nicely. Okay, so you start with your peanuts. And then you take your items, remember the bird? Okay, set the bird aside. The main item is your candle. It's the biggest and the heaviest. So you want to go ahead and place it sitting up on the peanuts. See that? And you kind of nestle it in there like this. Just nestle it in. Okay, and then we're going to take our towel, nice pretty towel, and we don't need to roll the whole thing. We're just going to roll part of it. See, a partial roll, and then we're going to put that behind the candle. And we're just going to tuck it in like this. I have to look at it to see how it looks. Okay, so you just tuck it in the back, and you can roll it over if it's not fitting till it looks like it's in there pretty good. Okay. See? So that's your first step. Now, you go ahead and you start to put your other items in. You have your 2 body products. Make sure the labels are facing out. Okay, here. Put them in, nestle them down next to your candle or whatever else is in there. Now you can also put the peanuts behind the towel to make it stand up more. That's why these peanuts are so important and so valuable. Now when you wrap it later, this will come up. But for now, we just want it to rest in the back. Okay, now we go ahead, nestle it in. Just tilt the bottles out a little bit to give them a little flare. And then you can put the candles in the front. Now, if there's too many of the peanuts now, you can take them out to give room for your snow. Now, we have the peanuts. We have some of the items. We don't have them all yet, but we need to put something in there now to cover the peanuts. See that? and just kind of tuck it in on both sides, because these items will stand up better once they're shrink wrapped, but for now we want to stand up as best as they can before we put the wrap. And you just take the snow and you kind of pull it like this and then stuff it in. Now remember, it's going to float around a little bit until more items are in the basket, but for now you just need it to cover the base. Okay, can you see this? Now once you've covered the base, you can also slip the snow in between the items to separate them so they're not laying right next to each other. See? Like that. And if you want the label to show, push down the snow. And you can lift the candle up and see everything starts to fall underneath of it and become part of the fill. Okay? And we can lift that up even more later. In fact, let me show you a little trick. Okay? You just take your peanuts and you lift your item just enough to get them under there. Because remember, they're stronger than the snow. The snow is going to get flat. The peanuts are buoyant. There, see? Now it's way up. Okay, so we're going to take the other two candles. Let me see where they're going to go. And we're going to put them somewhat in the front. There we go. Now they also have to be separated, so you don't want them laying next to each other. So I stuck the snow right in between, but I want to be able to see the labels, all right? Oh, and we have our cap, which I'm just going to tuck. Let's see, we can put the cap right there. You either want to see the label or you don't. If you do, then you just put it in there so they can see it. If not, then you can hide it. Now we're going to take our props. We have a bird and a little flower prop. See that? They call them picks at the store. If you see a box of picks, grab them, okay? Especially if they're on sale. Now we're going to put one pick here, okay, next to the bottle, next to the candle. Now they look nice on the side, but you can also put them in the back. See, they can go here in between as well. You just kind of play with them a little bit and see where you like them the most. And the bird is going to go right in the front. The bird, see the wire? It has a little wire. And we're going to put it down in between the peanuts and the snow. Don't shove it too hard because it's delicate. Now I'm just going to pull it up a little bit. And you don't want the beak to be too close to the edge, because when you shrink wrap, the beak could get caught and then break through the paper. What do you think? You like that? Now I just want to show you this bag. See, can you see it up close? This is called a shrink wrap and pull bow bag. Some come with the bow and some come without the bow, but you can get them at the dollar stores. This is the bow. I'm going to show you how to use it in a moment. Now this, I took out the shrink bag already, and it's shaped like a dome. See that? You have the rounded top, and then you have the straight bottom. And it's the straight bottom that opens up. Okay? So that's the first thing. You open up your bag, put your hand up there. Now this is a lot of bag, okay? You may probably not need the whole bag. Now, you take your basket and gently, your Lazy Susan, it spins, right? And you can get these at most kitchen and bath type stores, I believe. And you put your basket, make sure it's on there good. Especially if it's a large basket, you don't want it tilting over. Now, I put my hand up into the bag, and you also want to center the bag directly over the basket like this, so you have equal sides. Alright, now you just take the front underneath and gently put it over the top of the boot, and let it just flow gently over. Don't try to pull it, just a rip. And then gently just let the excess, and also center it over the basket, like that. Okay? Now you have plenty of extra up top, so we don't even really need to do anything else right now. We're going to take our tool, and you want to use about arm's length twice, like this, and you're going to put it first in the front, right on the edge, and try not to shift the plastic around too much. And you're going to tie it in the back, but I'm going to show you from the side. Okay, see that? And we're going to gently make sure that all the plastic is underneath of this tie, and that this is above the Lazy Susan. And you want it right under the basket itself. Okay, see that in the front? And pull it up around the sides. This part's not going to show after you tighten it, okay? So that's what we're going to do. And just make sure everything's still centered. And you're going to pull until it's very tight. And then just give it another tie, like that. Okay, so now you have a little bit underneath, and the rest is above. And also check your basket. If you have to, you can still use your hand to push down some of your items. While this is loose, you can still push down. See that? You can push down your items. Alright, now this is going to be the final. Alright, so now. Alright, now we've got our tool wrapped around the bottom, nice and tight, but we still have it loose down here. Just remember, when it shrinks, it's going to come up, and this needs to come under. Now I have my handy dandy heat gun, and it's truly a heat gun, and you can buy them in probably the industrial kind of paint stores carry them, and also the craft stores, I do believe they carry them. And it's just very efficient. Never touch the metal part of the heat gun, and always test it. There's usually 2 speeds, low and high. Okay? You can also use a hair dryer, it just takes a lot longer. Okay, now you take the gun, you aim it, you can hold this up if you like, just to keep it from shrinking in a bad way, and you just heat the bottom area. See how it shrinks? And you don't want this in the front, so keep it in the back. You can hold on to it, and you turn. See that? You turn the basket. That's why the Lazy Susan is so nice, because you can turn it, and you want most of it to shrink in the back first. Okay? Now, once you get that part shrunk, stop the gun, and you can take your tool, cut a new piece. Now this time you're going to wrap it around the top of your basket where the leftover loose plastic is. Okay, so you just want to measure it a little bit, make sure it goes all the way around, and you can switch colors at this point because this is going to be part of your basket. Alright, now you can bring the basket towards you like this, and you want it mostly in the back. You don't want too much of this in the front. So go down to the lower area and let it squeeze this top part here. You can hold it and then just go like that. See? So you have a little bit of a top area you can pull from. Now remember, this is still pretty loose, so you can move this up a little higher if you want to. You just lift the basket and bring it forward. You'll get used to where the best place for it to go is too. Alright, so there you go. So it's tied there, and now you're going to continue to shrink it, but now you want to make sure your front is smooth. It's going to look like glass. Now I've cut a few pieces of tape ahead of time, about 1 foot long. Okay, you want to stretch over your Lazy Susan. And you take your basket and just set it aside for a moment. Nice and easy. And then you take your tape. Now it's sticky. You want the sticky part up, facing up. And you lay it across the Lazy Susan. Put your thumb in the middle. It takes a little bit of getting used to for the tape to release from your fingers. You can use scissors if you got a stubborn one. There we go. Okay. Then you take your second piece. Make sure that the first piece is where you want it. Okay. Then take your second piece, do the same thing. Now don't lower it until you're directly over where you want it to be. And you just gently lower it. Remember, one is vertical, one is horizontal. And this will end up right in the middle. And release. Okay? Now, take your basket. And you pick it up. And you place it in your chest like this. And you just gently, you're going to pull the ribbon away, your old tool. You don't need it. That was just, you can use that piece over and over if you like. And then you just tuck the rest of it under like this. So there's not as much as before because it's shrunk a little. And very gently lift it up way above the tape and then gently lower it down. Let it settle, and there you go. Now these pieces just gently press onto the plastic. That's why I cut them short, because if they're too long, they'll end up in the glass view. We don't want that. So just very gently press it against the plastic. Remember, 4 parts, and there you go. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now your gift basket's really rocking. Okay, now we're going to heat it up some more, but this time we want to make sure we don't heat up the front too much. We're going to heat up the back. Now when you hold the heater, you don't want it too close to the plastic. You can start about 1 foot away and get closer. You watch the plastic shrink. Don't hold it in one place too long or it'll pop a hole. Hold your plastic out and gently move it up and down like this or back and forth. Now see how it pulled that little bottle up? Gently, very gently around the hoop. See that? You just want it to shrink enough that it holds, and you just keep moving your tool out of the way. And you can whisk away in the back like this. If it gets too bunched up, just pick it and hold it until it shrinks, but don't hold it too long, because that's when you get a hole. Okay, now if you do get a hole, there's a little trick to fix it, and I'll tell you in a minute. Alright, so you do the front on the bottom first. The bottom first, and then you work your way up around the edge of the basket. Okay, now I pull away because this part, you don't want it to keep going and break. So very gently, if you don't see wrinkles, then stop. Because it's going to keep shrinking, it's best to do it from the side, and then you can see it better. You can actually see that it's completely smooth. Alright? Now don't overdo it or it will rip. Alright? Like you may have a little area in front. Just cover it with your hand and pull away like this. Okay? You don't want to overheat it. Better underheat it than overheat it. Now here's a little wrinkle. Whoop! See that? Okay. Okay, I want to show you the back of the basket in case there's any of this excess. Be very careful, but you can trim it because remember, you heated it up, so it's very stiff. See, so it's not so thick and heavy. Now, I don't know, I wouldn't recommend reheating that because it could split open. I would just leave it alone. Now, if it's too close to the actual plastic, I wouldn't mess with it. So you really want it to look pretty in the front. Okay? Now, to put the bow on, and you know that's one of my favorite parts. Now, you set this down. And remember, you put that tape on the bottom. It's very secure. But if you feel better and you want to secure it some more, you can do it again and then put this back on top. Okay? Now, we have the tool. And to tie a bow, simply go like that, and then you put your loop. You take just like tying a shoelace and wrap it around, and you pull it. Okay? Now, I like to pull it tight like this, and then control the size so that it's even and equal. See that? Even and equal. And then I take my fingers, here I'm going to show you a little from the side. I take my fingers, I go up in the tool, and what I want to do is spread it apart like this. See, so it's nice and delicate. See how pretty? And both sides, open it up. Get your fingers in there and pull gently. Pull it apart. And push down at the bottom and pull. And it's good. See, it's good if these are up in the air. You have one down here, one here. If you want to even it out, you just trim it. See that? So that's one tool. And then if you want to add a bow, sometimes you can get these kind of bows. I prefer the ones with the wire. See how it bends? Okay. Now I can show you how to make this. Once you attach it, you put it on top like this. Okay, and your shrink bag may have come with its own bow. Okay, it's just laying like this. Simply look for the part that hangs out that has this little strands. Okay, and then you hold this down like that. And you put the flaps under your thumb and first finger and just pull. See that? And it gathers up the loops. And you can have a beautiful, professional looking bow. See that? Isn't that nice? I kind of prefer the handmade bows. But these are good too. And I'm just going to set that aside. Now you can get these on spools as well. And I wish I could show you how to do the bow, but for now we're just going to place it right here. Okay, I tuck it down just a little bit below the front. And with the ribbon, take a little bit of ribbon. For those of you who may or may not know how to curl a ribbon, I'm going to demonstrate. Okay, you take your scissors, you open it up, just put your hand underneath in the middle, like this. Put your thumb on the top edge, like that. Put it where you want to start. Hold this. Notice it curls this way. If you do it the opposite way, it flattens this instead of curls. Just grab it very gently, hold it steady, and pull steady like this. And release. And there's your little curly ribbon. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit longer piece since it's a big bow. And we're going to put this. Now a good way to measure would be to be at the top and go to the bottom like this, and then double it. Okay, so you know you have plenty. Now I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to put it. Is that the one I had? No. Sorry folks. Do that again. Good stuff. Alright, let's try that again. So measure it twice, and then now we're going to cut the bottom. Now we've got double the amount. Alright, so I want to get this around the bow first. So I'm going to tuck it around the back all the way around the back where the tool and everything was. And I'm just going to tie it so that it's on the package, right? It's on the package. And it's not quite holding the bow just yet. So we want to then go back in the front and tie it again. And this time I'm just pulling in the ribbon a little bit. And I'm going to tie it in the front. And this should get it. There. Okay, so that's got it. And you want to see what you're doing. So always face the basket where you are. And again, if you pull it the wrong way, see how the ribbon curls this way? So that's the way that you want to pull it. So I have to be on this side so that when I pull it, it's still going to hold. Straight up, smoothly, and there you go. See the little curl? Now the other must be on the other side because it's curling the opposite direction. So you just hold it steady, wrap, pull, and there's your little ringlets. Okay, and there you go. There's your gift basket. There's your little bow and your tool. You can always add more. You can add more tool to make it fluffier as well. There's lots of things you can do once you get the hang of it. So I hope you've enjoyed our time together making a beautiful gift basket. And I hope you learned a lot. And don't be scared. Jump right in and give it a try.